to build a modern student desk next at randallprice.com. The desktop is built out of a half sheet of 1/2 inch medium density fiberboard. MDF is slightly oversized, 49 inches by 97 inches. When a full sheet is cut in half and a half sheet cut in quarters, these quarters are slightly over 2 feet by 4 feet. 2 of these 1/4 sheet pieces are glued together to make the desk top. The resulting top is slightly over 2 feet by 4 feet and 1 inch thick. The top will be trimmed to its final size, 2 feet by 4 feet, after gluing up. 2 concerns when gluing this top up are keeping the sheets aligned and getting good adhesion between the 2 sheets. The sheets are kept aligned by drilling 2 holes in opposite corners of the sheet and putting screws in temporarily during glue up. Getting good adhesion is a matter of using a good clamping setup. Here's the setup that I used. Plenty of clamps and cawls with 1 narrow piece down the center to arch the cawls over to get good pressure on the center of the sheet. Next, I trimmed the top to size using a straight edge and a circular saw. Then I marked a 3-inch radius on each corner of the top. I used the base of one of my router plates to do this. Then I cut the corners with a jigsaw. I then profiled the edges of the desktop with a roundover bit in the router. Next, I laid out the screw holes for the leg brackets. I did this by marking the inset that I wanted for the legs with a combination square. Then, using one of the leg brackets as a pattern, I marked out the screw holes. When drilling the screw holes, I wanted to take care not to drill completely through the top, so I put a piece of tape on the drill bit as a depth gauge. I put it at a point that was slightly shorter than the length of the screw shaft. Next, I drilled all of the screw holes. After sanding the edges and the top with a belt sander and a palm sander, it was ready for finishing. I primed both sides, and after it was dried, I gave it a finished sanding. I then gave the top and bottom each 2 coats of paint. After the paint was dried, I attached the leg brackets. Then I screwed on the legs. And here's the finished desk. For woodworking plans, tips, and resources, visit www.randallprice.com.